Prati Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama. Big change of pace from what we've been doing the last two evenings. This evening is going to be the beginning of a three-part series on a very early instruction that Krishna gives to Uddhava. This boy makes a lot of noise, huh? So, Uddhava Gita is a very celebrated section of Srimad Bhagavatam. It very similar to, this morning we had a little discussion about how they're similar to Bhagavad Gita and Uddhava Gita. Both Arjuna and Uddhava, very dear to Krishna. One could say Arjuna is the dearmost. One could say Uddhava is the dearmost. And one reason for saying Uddhava is the dearmost is because Krishna had such regard for Uddhava that Krishna would consult Uddhava, what should I do? There's passages in the 10th canto of the Bhagavatam where he was asked to do this and asked to do that, and what should I do, Uddhava? So Uddhava gave his very wise answer. So the beginning of the Uddhava Gita section in the 11th canto comes at a point in time. We read in the Bhagavatam verse this morning, Uddhava understood, because of his close and intimate association with Krishna, he knew Krishna's mood, he knew Krishna's mind, he knew Krishna's heart. And Krishna was planning to leave the world. And this morning's verse was Uddhava saying, take me with you. It wasn't like beat around the bush. It's take me, please don't leave me here. Take me with you. I want to be with you. So the section that we're going to hear now, the 24 Gurus topic for the next 3 days, is Krishna had a different plan than Uddhava's plan. His plan was that he, Uddhava, would have intensified feelings of love and separation for a while, and then Krishna would take him to his spiritual abode. The description that we're going to hear is Krishna's telling Uddhava, I'm going to return to Vaikuntha. Now, what does that mean? What it mean? Because it can mean different things. We know Krishna's abode is not in the Vaikuntha realm; it's in Goloka. So, in one sense, it's Vaikuntha realm, but the topmost of the Vaikuntha realm. But more than the topmost, it's in a realm, just like Goloka Namni Nijadamni Tale Chatasya Devi Maheshu Haridama Suteshu Teshu. So Haridam is Vaikuntha, the abode of Hari, all the forms of Narayana, the abode of Hari, topmost of which is Lord Ramachandra's abode, Ayodhya, topmost. Most just touching the closeness of being in the Goloka realm, but it's not the same. It's in Haridam. So he speaks of himself going to Vaikuntha. He confirms with Arjuna with Uddhava, you've understood correctly. And Krishna we'll hear as we go forward, Krishna has an idea. One I mentioned already, love and separation. And Uddhava, how is he going to maintain his life? He'll go mad. So Krishna empowers him by his Yogamaya potency. He empowers him that he can have the intelligence how to maintain his life properly. And he gives him some service. That's how you maintain your life properly. Service. So here as we go forward. So we're going to, this class is preparing us for the 24 Guru topic, and then we're going to touch it a little bit. The first 5 personalities or gurus of the 24. It's the 5 elements. We know the 5 elements because Krishna teaches the 5 elements in Bhagavad Gita: earth, water, fire, air, ether. And the the Avadhuta Brahmana has found these 5 and another 19 to be his gurus. So how that is, we'll hear as we go forward. What this presentation is by design. It's a mini overview, a mini summary. It's not details and the implications of the philosophy of what's being revealed by Krishna to Uddhava. That's another seminar. It's another contemplation, how to do that, and what structure would look like. But this is by design. It's just a mini summary. I'll give it the background is once upon a time in 2010, I started visiting mainland China. And I found that devotees in mainland China, they have many things translated into Chinese, but they don't have everything. And they didn't have much of the Srimad Bhagavatam. They didn't have, now they do have Chaitanya Charitamrita. So they were eager to hear and not replete with understanding of things. So to assist, I decided I'll just do a mini summary. The 12 cantos of the Bhagavatam. The title, the topic was the Srimad Bhagavatam flow. Summary, not all the details. So that when they read it, once they have it in Chinese, then they'll already have at least an outline to follow. That was the intention. So that you're getting, that's what you're getting. A little mini summary. And well, let's move forward. Here's the scene. There's Uddhava in Dwarka with Krishna, and because of his intimacy of affection, he knows the heart, and Krishna hasn't disclosed it yet, but the verse we heard this morning was, "You're going to leave. I feel it. You're going to leave. Please take me with you." Very explicit, both messages. So, O Uddhava, you have accurately revealed my desire to withdraw the Yadu dynasty and return to my own abode. Now here he just says his own abode. He's going to say Vaikuntha later. Answering the prayer of Lord Brahma, I descended within this world. I have now completed my mission here. Now, Krishna is speaking these words after a little visit that various devas, there was a big yajna that was being conducted by Vasudev, and the devas came to be participants in the yajna, and Lord Brahma made an arrangement, a very clever arrangement, that separately he could meet with Krishna. And in that separate meeting, he said to Krishna, "Well done. You filled your promise. We came to the shore of the Milk Ocean, which is where Vishnu resides. We offered our prayers. You spoke in such a way that only I could hear, and asked me to describe to the rest of the devas who were assembled. I will appear. I want the devas to appear on earth first, and I'll take care of the demoniac kings that are abundant on the earth planet." Mother Earth, in the form of a cow, came to the devas. The devas went to Brahma. Brahma and Mother Earth, in the form of a cow, went to the shore of the Milk Ocean and offered these prayers. And Krishna's. So Brahma came, and he answering the prayers of Brahma, I descended within this world, and I have completed my mission. On the seventh day from today, the ocean will rise up and inundate the city of Dwarka. Dwarka was an island, and Dwarka is going to submerge. So please inform the resident of Dwarka, vacate quickly. Now, Krishna had other plans besides that. It was to deliver his eternal associates of Dwarka into from the prakat to the aprakat stage, and the devas that had advented on earth and were participating with him in his pastimes, they would be returned to their place in the heavenly realm. So 2 different destinations of 2 different groups. So in Dwarka are both groups. You should not remain here on earth once I've abandoned this world. But he's going to give him some service. So here's Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's comment on this little section. I have fulfilled the desires of my devotees on earth who desired to see me by going to places like, so he lists the places that he had visited. Indraprastha. You all know what is Indraprastha. You know? Tell me, what is Indraprastha? They kicked him out, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good for you. Mahabharata. Good. Good. So this is Krishna visiting Indraprastha, and there's the 5 brothers, and you can figure out who's who just by how strong is Bhima and how he's sitting, etc., etc. And Arjuna and Yudhisthira. There's a big temple in the background. It's a nice painting. I have satisfied my devotees by marrying Rukmini and meeting other friends. This is Vishwanath's gloss of what Krishna is communicating. I've shown myself to those on the lower planets, such as Bali. This is Vamana, who became the doorkeeper of Bali in Sutala. There's an additional way in which Krishna himself, in chapter 85, Krishna went to this place where Bali Maharaj is to retrieve Devaki's 6 sons. That's where they were residing. And part of the reason they were residing there was Bali wanted to see Krishna. So Krishna came. Krishna knew. So he came. In addition to his expansion of Vamana. I have shown myself to Yamaraj when I went there to retrieve the son of my Guru Sandipani Muni. He tried this and that, and then he knew where to go. He went to the abode of Yamaraj. I have shown myself to Aditi and Kashyapa in Swarga when I stole the Parijata tree. And you all know the Parijata tree story. You know that one too? Quickly. Okay. Our some of you may know Shamasundar in Houston. Shamasundar, Tamal Krishna Maharaj's disciple. He's a gardener. He spends an hour and a half every day doing gardening, and he has fantastic gardening. One of the garden items he has is a parijata tree with parijata flowers, and he sends me photos every day of his garden and what he grows there, and he has a fig tree, and he's like, he loves gardening. He loves Krishna too. So there's the parijata tree, and brought back on the back of Garuda for the benefit of Satyabhama. And then Kashyapa and Aditi, they didn't want, but Krishna won. I've shown myself to Mahavishnu and others in Vaikuntha when I went there to retrieve the sons of the Brahmana. There's a whole chapter dedicated to this pastime. There was a Brahmana in Dwarka who had many sons, one after the next. They didn't die, they just disappeared right after they were born. Poof, they just disappeared, one after the next. So he, the Brahmana, started complaining. When a Brahmana complains, you better pay attention. So Krishna paid attention. What kind of king is this? Just after so many sons. So Arjun heard this talk, and Arjun happened to be visiting in Dwarka at that time, and he said, I'll protect you. I have powerful bow and powerful arrows. I'll make a whole canopy above the place where your child is being born. And he did all that, and the child disappeared. So if I fail, I'll enter into fire. So he was ready to enter into fire. And Krishna said, what are you doing? I know where the boys are. Let's go. So they went to the abode of Mahavishnu. And Mahavishnu, with folded palms, offered prayers. Mahavishnu offered prayers to Krishna. I just wanted to see you, so I stole the boys. I knew you'd come. You've come. And please give me the boys so I can bring them back to the Brahmana. He'll be happy. But I have not fulfilled the longing of the great sages in Badrikashram, such as Narayana. And now the limit of my 125 years of manifest pastimes has expired. I should send Uddhava to Badrikashram, since he is equal to me and is another form of myself. Equal to me in a sense that he was empowered to have capacity like, and thus equal to. And he had a form that looked so much like Krishna that when Krishna sent him to Vrindavan from Mathura, everyone thought Krishna came back. And they looked closer, it wasn't Krishna. He doesn't have a Kaustubha gem. It has Mark of Srivasa. There's some things missing. Not Krishna at all. It looks like him, but it's not him. So he's my equal, and as the representative of someone acts as that someone, or those that receive that representative of receive them as if they're receiving the person. I will give them bhakti yoga. That's the residence of Narayan in the Bhadrashram place, like a valuable jewel as a gift, along with jnana and vairagya, which are expressed in terms of bhaga in my name, Bhagavan. Then their desires will be satisfied. So he has a plan for Uddhava, go to Badrikashram. The Uddhava already has Gyan and Vairagya arising from his full prema for me. This is Vishwanath, his way of describing everything. From his full prema for me, and has no desire at the moment for separate teachings of Jnana and Vairagya, I will produce a desire in him, since this is my desire. Look at that nice smile, Krishna. Though he should die in sudden separation from me, I will preserve his life by my strong Ichha Shakti and send him to that far off place. I will then establish him by my side, invisible to the material eye. So Krishna will go with him, or when he returns, brings him back to the spiritual world, he'll be by Krishna's side, the other way. In the upcoming verses, so we're in chapter 6 of Canto 11, because we started with chapter 6 this morning. Krishna instructs Uddhava about Jnana and Vairagya, knowledge and detachment. So here's a little summary. Completely give up attachment to personal friends and relatives. Not give them up, but attachment to. Very similar to Kunti's prayer. Let my attachment for the Pandavas and the Vrishnis be taken away. It's not they be taken away, it's the material portion be taken away. Remain always conscious of me. Observe all things with equal vision, Pandita Samadarshana, while wandering the earth. So he's giving him principles to live by. Avoid being bewildered by material duality and transcend the material good and evil. Bring all senses under control and subdue the mind. Become a kind well-wisher. Suradam Sarvabhutanam. Same message. It was Bhagavad Gita. To all living beings, remaining peaceful and firmly fixed in realization. So giving him broad instructions. Now Uddhava is asking for more details, please. Some 6 verses. Uddhava said, for my supreme benefit, you've explained the process of sannyas, or renunciation. For those whose minds are attached to sense gratification, such renunciation is most difficult to perform. So he's likening himself to a sense gratifier and asking Krishna to help free him from such a spirit. I am thinking, I am this body, and all these relatives are mine. Therefore, my Lord, please instruct your poor servant. Please tell me how I can very easily carry out your instructions. So, submissive inquiry, and Krishna is going to respond. The next set of verses. Krishna speaks on gaining spiritual insights through one's spiritual intelligence. That's what this whole section is. This is a picture of what the whole section is. Uddhava has already told Krishna that he won't be able to bear his separation, So Krishna will teach Uddhava how to feel his presence. Nice. Here's a reference to the 7th chapter, because we're still in the 6th chapter. In the human form of life, those who are self-controlled and expert in spiritual science of Sankhya can directly see me, along with all of my potencies. Nice background depiction of Krishna's various potencies. Although I can never be captured by ordinary sense perception, those in human life may use their intelligence and other faculties of perception to search for me through both apparent and indirectly ascertained symptoms. So we discussed this morning, seeing Krishna, who is the background of everything. This Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo verse being retold in other language. That is, here's a nice way Prabhupada said, there's two things. There's Krishna and there's Krishnas. And there's not a third thing. Then pause. There's no void in the creation of God. Because that would be something other whether there's Krishna or Krishnas. That is to say, Krishna is all-pervasive in every way that you can imagine, including his all-pervasiveness as supersoul. He's all-pervasive of his material energy. He's all-pervasive in his spiritual potency. He's all-pervasive. There's not some place where Krishna isn't. But the illusory potency doesn't allow us to see that. The illusory potency has us covered with illusion. We see separate. We don't see what's behind. So Krishna is indicating here the principle of, although we may not be side by side, I'm going to my spiritual abode and you're going to Badrika Ashram, but I will be with you. And both apparent and indirectly ascertained symptoms, you can see me. So that's the precept. And now he's going to enter into this topic of the 24 gurus. So to help Uddhava understand his message better and apply his message better, he tells a story, because you remember just in this little section that the Yadu dynasty is going to be removed from the face of the earth. So here's King Yadu, or the description of Krishna is an ancient king in the line of their disciplic succession or the lineage of kings, King Yadu, one of the original kings. And King Yadu is going to be having a conversation with this Avaduta Brahmin. So there's the Avaduta Brahmin on the right side. There's King Yadu on the left side. And Yadu is going to be asking questions, and the Brahmana is going to be answering these questions. Now, he has Ekadanda, you notice, but he's not a Shiva worshipper. It's just how the artist depicted. He's a renunciate. Avaduta, renunciate. The essence of Yadu's questions, again, is made simplified. How did you acquire this extraordinary intelligence? Because Krishna was already pointing out to Uddhava that through intelligence one can see and experience my presence everywhere. So how did you acquire this intelligence? Why are you traveling freely throughout the world, behaving as if you were a child? And please tell us, or he's just sitting with him, but tell us the cause of the great ecstasy that you are feeling within you. So you are not with the Supreme Person, least not apparently, but with your